So I recently got into Masters of the Universe again because of both watching Captain Logan's old review of Masters of the Universe and watching Georg Rockhold Smith's review of Masters of the Universe. Very interesting. It's a cult classic. There's flaws, but some strengths as well, which I'll get into in a moment. So the flaws. I like the outfits. I felt like they were very 80s. I don't know if they matched that of the show. The show was declining at the time, or so I hear from Garrett Rockhold Smith's review. Much like Power Rangers now, the show isn't doing well. The toy sales aren't doing well. The tie-in movie probably isn't going to do well. You got to hit it when it's hot, not hit it when it's cold. Copied a bit too much from Star Wars. Pretty much. It didn't have those kind of character arcs, which I agree with Garrett Rockhold Smith's. At least not with He-Man was like supposedly the main character. It's actually the Courtney Cox and the Tom Paris from Star Wars, Star Trek Voyager. Oddly enough, yeah, Star Trek, Star Wars, go figure. In Master of the Universe were the main characters. It's not really much of an arc. Just saving the day, saving your parents. It's a bit of a loss, like a children's story, but it's not like that. I mean, it's not. Even the Star Wars one sort of like The Godfather, loss of a father or something. Like this one, not really at all. Don't get to see them with the parents together, although you do get to see them combined. Have some moments together, which is pretty cool. There's some very good directional choices, which I'll get into in a moment. We can talk about this movie for a long time. I love the movie. Even when it's low budget, it had such good directing choices that you forget that it was such a low budget film. Like how they were able to finish the film. Like it was like a video game situation changed. With the ending scene. I Have the Power scene. Bill Conti music makes everything seem so epic. Like Avengers doesn't have that kind of music or dialogue. The dialogue is very memorable too. It's very 80s action-ish. Like I'm better than you. I'm better than you, Skeletor. No, I'm better than you, He-Man. I'll do everything to destroy you. And of course, Frank Langella is just awesome. He loved the role. Everybody praises him in the role. Makes him very memorable. So yeah, mainly the character arcs are not that memorable. They have generic people. It's on Earth, which I thought was a budget thing, but according to Garrett Rockhold Smith, actually, it was the same budget as Star Wars, so there was really no excuse for that. Some of the stuff's really expensive though, and Canada was also a production. Like it was filmed in England, opposed to like the Middle East, which could be a problem, of course, in terms of cost. Back then, Star Wars had to get backed by a bank. I haven't Canada had any banking of that sort at all. I felt everyone played their characters pretty well. I don't know if there was any arcs at all. Man at Arms, old man, probably not like the show, but played his character pretty well. I wonder where he is now. He's probably too old now. Tila warrior. I like the Star Wars 80s sci-fi costumes opposed to like the ones in the fantasy show, which I don't think would have worked anyway. I think if they did that, it would be very Conan-like, but we shall see. I liked Principal Strickland's in the film. I thought that was very out of place, so I don't think he needed to be in it. I thought he was way more distracting than, although very enjoyable compared to Tom Paris and Courtney Cox from Friends. And Frank Langella's like Shakespearean background really played a role in the film. Like you felt like a real actor in the film. Uh, I see. I don't mind Dolph Lundgren going out accent in the film, but it didn't really fit the character. I think like He-Man, he's an alien, so maybe he has an accent, but like he had an American accent at times, he had a European accent at times, which is not so good. I don't. Not it doesn't really fit the He-Man character or the character in the film. Is a problem. He-Man did the stunts pretty well. Sort of like the Flash Gordon stunts from 1980, where he like tackles a whole bunch of people like shoulder tackling like the football style. The action's really good. I like the action. He-Man beating up everybody. There should have been more like anime-ish scenes though, where like there's like Super Sentai sword attacks or something. That's what the cartoon was known for. So much for that. I also wonder if there's a taboo for the show for being based off a cartoon, while Star Wars wasn't based off anything. So you'd be willing to accept it as like a high intellectual sort of material. Like He-Man was always marketed towards kids. I don't know any adults who praised it, unless they were like toy collectors or something. That's basically it. Like I can go into it forever, but that'll be for another time.